I'd like to take a moment to let you all know about a new non-profit organization started by my brother Craig. It's called Treats and Truth. They fill oversized brown lunch bags with snack items, chips, crackers, popcorn, cookies, etc. Also, a bottle of water, toothbrush, toothpaste, sanitary wipes, and most importantly, a small gospel tract book of John. No cigar? I'll have to talk to him about that. The bags are then hand-delivered to the homeless and people in need in and around the Los Angeles area. Let's help get this ministry off the ground. They're a 501c3 tax-exempt organization, so any and all donations are tax-deductible and greatly appreciated. Visit their website at treatsandtruth.org. Check out the show notes for the link. Also, please follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you. Welcome to episode 109 of the Burning Bush podcast, where we share the message of the Bible while enjoying a good cigar. Hope you're doing well, and I'm glad you've joined me. Today we're reading the New Testament book of Matthew, chapter 10, with commentary from the notes in the Charles Spurgeon Study Bible, and I'm smoking the Jaime Garcia Reserva Especial in the Toro 6x54 Vitola. So let's go over to the My Father Cigars website and see what they have to say. Jaime Garcia Reserva Especial. This brand made its first appearance in New York City during a special event on December 2009. The cigar, which at that time did not have a specific name, was made in only one size for that event. It was so well received that Jaime Garcia decided to incorporate it into production using his own name for the brand, called after that night, Jaime Garcia Reserva Especial. This medium to full-bodied cigar, made at My Father's Cigars S.A., has an oily and dark broadleaf wrapper, which provides it an exceptional smoke with an incomparable aroma. It comes in 6 sizes packaged in natural wood boxes of 20 cigars. And the wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf. Binder and filler are both Nicaraguan. And they don't have the Vitolas listed on the My Father Cigars website, so I'll jump over to Cigars International and give you the Vitolas. And they are Petite Robusto, 4.5 by 50. Robusto, 5.2 by 52, Toro, 6 by 54, Bellicoso, 5.5 by 52, the Toro Gordo, 6 by 60, and the Super Gordo, 5.7 by 66. That is the Jaime Garcia Reserva Especial from My Father's Cigars. So let's go ahead and get back into Matthew chapter 10, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version, the ESV, and verse 1 reads, "And he called to him his 12 disciples, and gave them authority over unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal every disease and every affliction." The names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon the zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. And Spurgeon comments on verses 1 and 2. Summoning his 12 disciples, he gave them authority over unclean spirits, to drive them out and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter. It is not difficult to harmonize the various passages about Jesus' work in the life of Peter. John's Gospel tells us that Jesus called Peter through the preaching of John the Baptist, who bore witness that Jesus was the Messiah. John chapter 1, verse 37. But Matthew's Gospel says Peter and his brother were fishing, and Jesus was walking by the lake of Galilee, and as he passed by, he saw these men fishing, called them, and said, "Follow me." Matthew chapter 4, verses 18 and 19. However, there were actually 3 calls. 1, the first that which Christ gave to Peter when he called him out of darkness into the marvelous light of God. 2, the second was the call by which the servant, already converted, already willing, was challenged to put himself into closer relationship with his Lord, to come out and be no longer a servant whose allegiance is true but not manifest, but to show that fidelity by following his master. And 3, finally, the third call here is the one the Savior gave only to a few whom he had picked out and chosen to do some special work, chosen to be an apostle. And back to Matthew in verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent out, instructing them, "Go nowhere among the Gentiles and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." And Spurgeon comments on verses 5 and 6. Jesus sent out these 12 after giving them instructions. Don't take the road that leads to the Gentiles, and don't enter any Samaritan town. Instead, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The gospel is now to be preached to every creature in all the world. But in those days it was to be proclaimed first to the Jews, then to the Samaritans, and afterwards to the Gentiles as a whole. The largeness of our commission to preach the gospel to all creation, Mark chapter 16, verse 15, need not prevent our following providential directions to make it known in one place rather than in another. It is well for the servants of Christ to always ask their master where they are to go. It is recorded in Acts that Paul and Silas tried to go into Bithynia, but the Spirit of Jesus did not allow them. Acts chapter 16, verse 7. We must ask the Lord where we should work, as well as what our work will be, for our Master knows how we can best serve him. And we continue back in Matthew, verse 7. And proclaim as you go, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse lepers, cast out demons. You received without paying, give without pay. Acquire no gold or silver or copper for your belts, no bag for your journey, or 2 tunics or sandals, or a staff, for the laborer deserves his food. And whatever town or village you enter, find out who is worthy in it, and stay there until you depart. As you enter the house, greet it. And if the house is worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. And if anyone will not receive you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet when you leave that house or town. Truly, I say to you, it will be more bearable on the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. Behold, I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves, so be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of men, for they will deliver you over to courts and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them and the Gentiles. When they deliver you over, do not be anxious how you are to speak or what you are to say, for what you are to say will be given you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will deliver brother over to death, and the father his child. And children will rise against their parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. When they persecute you in one town, flee to the next. For truly I say to you, you will not have gone through all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more will they malign those of his household? So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I have come not to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. The one who receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and the one who receives a righteous person because he is a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water because he is a disciple, truly, I say to you, he will by no means lose his reward. And that's the end of today's reading in the book of Matthew. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to the Charles Spurgeon Study Bible as well as today's cigar. Also, Groundworks Ministries for daily Bible studies and devotionals. Treats and Truth Ministry, where you can get involved in helping to spread the gospel to and be a blessing to the homeless. And the Burning Bush Merchandise Store, where you can pick up some items to help spread the word about the show. And if you know anyone who needs to hear this, please let them know about the podcast and help share the message of the Bible, the hope we have in Yeshua Messiah, Jesus Christ. So until next time, have a great day, have a great cigar, and God bless.